Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go ahead and actually get into a new murder mystery detective show that's actually been on this Peacock. We're talking about, of course, Poker Face. Now, Poker Face is actually a crime drama mystery detective all wrapped up in one. If you want to go ahead and actually give it a little bit of context, I would go ahead and actually say it actually kind of meets of Lie to Me meets Columbo or Rockford Files. That's the feel of the kind of grittiness and what they're trying to get through, and those are the people that are really going to gravitate towards this type of series. So Poker Face was actually created by Rian Johnson, the same man who brought you the Knives Out movie franchise. This is a new spin on a detective mystery show, and especially for a TV series. So let's look at the protagonist. Main protagonist, or the detective, and not even a detective in this particular series. This is what makes it so unique. Charlie is played by Natasha Lyonne and has an extraordinary ability to know if someone's lying. That's it. She doesn't have any other super ability. She doesn't have any other training. She's not like a trained soldier or cop or retired cop or even like a down and out PI. She's just a random person trying to get through life, and be real about it, she's not even that good at that. She's kind of a hot mess, but she's someone who cares about people, and if she determines that there's a lie, it's kind of like it's an itch for her that needs to be scratched. She needs to find out why that person is lying, especially if it's a big lie. So with her having to have that itch scratched on there, she has to know why someone is actually lying. And there's a certain set of circumstances that has her traveling across the country, figuring out crimes along the way. So that's who we're talking about in this particular series. Now, that premise, if you think about it, as a crime drama or a detective mystery, I think someone that's really into those types of shows will really like Charlie. Why? Because some things that she does are practical and some aren't, but she makes sense from just a human standpoint of what she does and actually does. We love a flawed protagonist, but having someone that knows that she's flawed and vulnerable but still trying to help is awesome. She has little to no resources or help, so she doesn't have like anybody she can rely on or got money or sugar daddy or anything like that. Everything is on her, and this makes her character one that you can get behind. She is the underdog in her own story, where all she has is the ability to know that when people are lying, but nothing else going for her. So it's a very unique set of circumstances. The storytelling is also fun, as we see like the crimes up front. So when we go ahead and actually flash back in the rest of the episodes, we get to see how we got to the actual crime. So we kind of show you exactly, boom, this is what actually happened. It's about it. Your cold open is like really telling you what the crime is, and you see who actually does it and all that kind of stuff. And you would think this would actually be counterintuitive to a murder mystery, but majority of the rest of the episode is kind of a flashback of, a few hours or a few days before that actually happened, see how we wound up there. And we kind of go ahead and actually see, there was a reason, there's a build-up, there's a reason why Charlie, is even there. And then once we kind of get up to where the crime has been committed, then we go beyond the crime and trying to go ahead and actually get it solved. It's a different perspective that humanizes the victims and gives a story meaning, and it brings Charlie in more organically so that she really is involved in the story as a whole. Now, the framing of presenting this series is almost in a 70s, 80s style detective show, is comfort to older generations. Where the cynical, detached perspective of Charlie can be endearing to younger generations. So look at it as merging those two types of generations, where we're looking at two different style formats in one particular type of series, and it can make it engaging. Now, it also helps the stories when there's at least one notable face or name in every episode. This ups the acting and stories to a higher quality level than most streaming crime shows, because we're going to get someone that we recognize outside of Charlie in every show. So it's a little novelty there. I think the only drawback that I think a casual viewer will go and actually find a bit annoying is the scripting. Everything up to this point shows excellent care and presentation to give us a down to earth crime show that isn't too full of itself and makes most of it work. But the dialogue in a good percentage of the episodes is just kind of blah. It's not that it's horrible, but it's not to the level of the rest of the elements of the show. It could be a bit off-putting when you hear dialogue that's a bit corny or unnecessary. So that's probably the drawback for most casual viewers. What do I have for a verdict for Peacock? Well, for people that are really into detective mystery types of shows, I'm going to say it's a must watch for the entire season. The presentation, the premise, layout, and the main character are on point. And there's an ongoing story that will be interesting to see it play out over the course of a full season. And I'm going to go ahead and actually say it's one of those ones that you'll want to go and actually follow that subplot, as well as being of whatever the murder or mystery of the week is there. So it'll be a continuous type of thing. And honestly, they kind of actually shouted out that was their premise going through in the very first episode, because they went actually did a shout out to them kind of calling it out in the first episode, referencing Michael Weston from Burn Notice, because there's a motif that goes through there that goes through that entire series. Same thing here with Poker Face. Now, for casual viewers, I'm going to go and actually tell you guys, watch the first 2 episodes. It's necessary to watch the first 2 episodes just really to see if it vibes with you. The stories and stakes are completely different in each episode, so you really determine if you want to be along for the ride of the entire series, because one is your arch to kind of introduce you to the character and then kind of see how they evolve and what they're going to be doing going forward. So watch 2 episodes. So again, for my mains that are really into that type of stuff on there, I would go and actually say watch the entire series. For any casual viewers, watch the first 2 episodes and see how you like it. And that's what I have for Poker Face on Peacock.
What is it? It's a woman's intuition?
No, it's not like a tampon commercial, okay? It's a real thing.
If you stayed this long, I appreciate you. Do me a favor, if you like the content, click like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. But until next time, I'll holler at you. Take care of yourself.